Well, it is Ruth again, and I'm still doing my 30 days of video. This actually is, I believe, day 18 of my 30 days. And I have just posted a 4-part series on the ladder of health and steps that you can do to achieve optimal health. Even if you've started out very sick and ill, you can start to change that path that you're on and get off that slide that's taking you down into disease, into serious diseases, and actually even into premature death. And so I hope you found some tips there helpful and beneficial to you on achieving that. Today I'm outside in our backyard, sitting out looking over um, the bluff that that our backyard backs up to. And just enjoying this beautiful spring weather that we finally have gotten here in Arkansas. And I just have a few minutes to do this video because I do have to head out the door very shortly to head to a tennis match. And the reason I'm bringing that up is there's well, actually, two thoughts are running through my head right now. One is that I'm actually, I believe, 3 days behind on doing my daily videos, and so I want to catch up with those over the next couple days. Maybe do 1 or 2 a day to get back on track and get back onto my daily video every day. And we just had a family medical emergency come up that just when those things happen, you stop what you're doing, you take care of them, and it's nice to be able to have the flexibility in what I do to be able to attend to those. Unfortunately, it wasn't anything that was serious or life-threatening, but it was serious, but it wasn't. It could have been a whole lot worse, and thankfully it wasn't. So here I am, again playing catch up. But I know if I don't do this video today, I will. Again, I think I talked about this in one of my other videos, is getting behind and getting so overwhelmed with all these unfinished tasks that drains so much energy, and I tend not to then get other things done because I'm just pulled. I need to do this, I need to do this, and I lose my focus and things. So before I head out the door to go to this tennis match, I want to share with you what I call the no excuses apology. And I mentioned tennis because this has a little bit to do with what I'm talking about today. And what had happened is this last Sunday I was in a singles tennis match, and it was a very, very close match, and we ended up going into a tiebreaker where we were to play to 7 points and win by 2, and that would determine who won that first set. The thing is, during the set, my opponent miscalled the score. And on tennis, when you hear that, you're to correct them right away, because if you don't say anything, the point can actually stand, and even though it's called incorrectness, you can go back and think about your points. Typically, it's very hard to change a score after a serve has been served and you haven't said anything. The thing is, I wasn't quite sure she had said it, but the thing was, in the back of my mind, it was like, well, she knows we're playing to 7 points, and she had called out 7-3, and so I'm thinking, oh, she knows that we're playing to 7, and she knows that it can't be 7. So I was more focused on not losing than I was about correcting her on the score and messing up her serve and messing up my momentum and all this stuff. Well, it ended up coming down that I let it go, and eventually I won that tiebreaker, but I won it 8-6. But all the time she was still thinking she had 7 points, and she didn't realize that she had only 6 points, and because I hadn't corrected her at that time of her first error, it caused some hard feelings, and we did accept the game as it was. The thing is, I had to apologize because even though she was wrong, had made the mistake, I made the bigger mistake in assuming that she knew what she was doing and I didn't correct it. So, but the thing is, I apologized, but I kept trying to make excuses for what I had done, and that just made her madder and madder. And afterwards, I was talking with one of my excellent tennis buddies, and I told her what happened, and she just said stop right there. You made the error. Don't make any more excuses. Just give your apology. No excuses. And I thought that is so true. How many times have people come and apologize to us, but then they justify their behavior, and it really doesn't feel like a real apology. If they had just simply come and said, like, I messed up, I'm sorry, I really have no excuse for what I did other than to say I'm sorry it turned out this way, is there anything I can do to make it right, and leave the apology at that. So if you have someone that you need to apologize to, just remember these words. Do it without excuses. Don't say, but, I was doing this, or I didn't, and try to explain yourself. And there may be appropriate time for that, but at the time of the apology, it's just so much better and more genuine to just simply say, I messed up, I'm sorry. That means, what can I do to make it better? And then learn from your mistake, and know that in many cases, we don't do things intentionally to mess up. Most of us don't. I have a few people in my life that I might not be able to say that's true, but for most of us, we don't have ulterior motives where it's like they deliberately go out and do something that they know is wrong and hurtful to other people, and then say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Most of us are just very genuine. We want to do what's right. We want to be fair to people. We want to live with honesty and integrity. And so even though we could have a very good excuse, drop it. Let it go. You messed up. Say, I'm sorry. What can I do to make up for it? And you go on. You learn your lesson from there. I can tell you right now that I will probably never, ever assume that someone knows the correct score, and if I don't hear it clearly, I will stop the game and say, oh, what was that score again? I thought you said this, and go from there and avoid a whole bunch of problems. So just think about it, and think of times that you have done this where you have messed up an apology by giving excuses, and then just change it and just see how much better it goes and how much better well received it is. And I will see you tomorrow when we are going to change direction a little bit and talk about some things that I find very intriguing and very exciting, and that is financial stuff, wealth building, and the way you view money, and just so many things that I haven't mapped it out yet how I want to present it, but it's things that I think is just very, very greatly needed in this country. When we look at our financial situation, we look at our economy and all the things that are going on, if we really don't understand what is going on, we are going to be hurt deeply in our finances, as many of us are looking at retirement. We also look at our children who are coming up, and they're just being burdened with this huge debt that the government has put on us, plus many times their own huge debt that they've done themselves. So it's time to change the course and to do something different. And the things we can't do that if we don't know what we don't know. So the next several videos most likely are going to be on wealth building, on financial education. I'm going to give you some recommendations of really good books to start reading that you can start to look at things a little bit differently, and I hope that you will also find those helpful. So for today, just again, go back. You have someone to apologize, just go back and just simply say, I'm sorry, I have no excuse for what I did, and is there any way that I can make it up? And we'll just see you tomorrow on day, what did I say, day 19 is tomorrow of my 30 days of video. You have a great day. Bye-bye.